Hello and welcome to Barnabas Junction. Not sure if you can hear me, it's quite loud here today. We've got some visiting locos. So let's get on with the update and show you what we got. So hi, and welcome to the latest layout update from Barnabas Junction. Quite a noisy one to start you off with, as you'll probably hear. We've got quite a few visiting locos, all the way from Derby, West Hill Wagon Works. Some really powerful, loud ones here. So we're going to go in depth. I'm going to turn the sounds down because it's loud, and show you what we got. And then I'll get on with showing you what's actually been taking place here, a few things I've been doing on the layout, and a little extra bit to, not the layout as such, a bit of a diorama. More about that in a moment. Whew, that's better. I can hear myself think now. Well, first of all, I've got to say a massive thank you to Chris Bauer of West Hill Wagon Works. He popped down here recently, and he brought some visiting fleet, well, quite a bit of his fleet along with him, and he's left them here. Not by accident. He said, I'm going to leave these here, so have a play and enjoy them. So I thought I'd include them in this bit of a layout update. As it's not my fleet, I can't really do a meet the fleet on it, so I thought I'd show him within this update. So there are some really expensive models here, there's some really amazing models here. Some that's really intriguing me, and one very special one which you'll just see there, that's just been released. So what I'll do is I'll spin the camera around and take you for a closer look on each, and I'll just power them up. I won't go through all the sound functions, just so you can hear each individual one instead of hearing them all deafening us all. And I'll give you a rundown on what they are briefly, because some of them I don't know much about, to be honest. So I'll spin the camera around. Let's go and have a look what he's left here. So here we are now. Let's have a look at these locomotives and rolling stock that he's left with us. First of all, in front of you, you can see 08489, Class 08. It's Super Detail Hornby Edition. Now, Chris did initially actually do a video on fitting a TTS decoder in this and showing how absolutely incredible it was. But he has recently, just before he actually brought it here and dropped it off, he's done some modifications to it with some advanced improvements. Now, I'm sure he himself will be doing a video in the future on those changes he's done with inside. But I've been able to enjoy the changes and the changes in the sound. So what I'll do is I'm going to power this one up, so you can have a listen to it. This is obviously the usual TTS sound functions, but you can hear how these sound a bit better with his modifications. So let's power it up. Well, it's just a standard start, obviously. And I know a lot of people like this one. Little tooty tooty from the 08. So yeah. Very nice model. I've got it currently sat here pulling a HST test coach, and I don't know much about it, but it is unique to Chris and his layout, because obviously he's in the Derby area, and it's to work between Derby Loco Burrell and WR Bristol HST depot. So I'm sure you'll, if you want to know more about that, I really don't know that much. It's something that goes between power cars for testing, I believe, but that's all I can tell you. So if anybody does know, then feel free, post it in the comments below, or unless Chris himself will explain. But it's pulling that, so I'll turn that off. Secondly, a super favourite with many passengers stock, well, you'll see these on branch lines and rural lines, is the Class 153. This is in Regional Railways livery. Now this is a Super Detail Hornby version, and I really do like these. The rivets on it are absolutely ecstatic. They're fantastic. The amount of detail, each and every one of them rivets on the body really does stand out. So it's 153321, and it's quite unique to myself really, as well as Chris over at Derby Westhill, because the destination blinds on one end says Crewe, and on the other end, I'm not sure if we're able to show it you, it actually says Derby. I don't think it's quite visible just there. So that's quite a 153 between the two of us. So it's a great little DMU there. I really do like that. Thank you for Chris for bringing these. In fact, for bringing them all. And very trustworthy he is indeed on leaving them with me. He's also left me this. Now this was an actual birthday present to Chris from his father. I'm quite honoured that he's entrusted me with it here. It's a class 31, but it's the engineering test train livery for Derby, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, because I don't know much about these. It's numbered up at 97204. Obviously the 97 is the engineering classes, but it is a class 31. Now this does have sound, so let me just put the numbers in. So it is, let's say, see, there's that many. I'm not even prepared properly. Apologies. Right, so here we go. So this is the sound in this. I think it's a TTS sound, if I'm right, and it does sound quite good. Now, if I remember rightly from Chris has said, he's modified the speaker system in that, if it is the TTS. So it is a lot louder and a lot nicer sounding. I'll just give it a toot on the horn. So yes, nice crisp sound. It's a lovely loco. I'm going to say I'm very honoured to have Chris allow it to stay here at Barnabas Junction. So I'll just turn that off. Any of the locos you are seeing here and you wish to hear all about it, sound functions, don't forget, check out to the Westhill Wagon Works YouTube channel, where he will be going through a lot of his fleet, and also don't forget his Facebook page where he does a lot of reviews, videos and competitions. Now this, as this is a test train, it is actually pulling Chris's test coach set, and we've got 3 laboratory coaches. That is laboratory coach 14, Wren it's called. That is laboratory coach 12. That is laboratory coach 23. And then on the rear we've got test coach 5 and test coach 6. These are really nice coaches. Really do like them. I do like the livery as well. And I have seen one of these in real life, and they are quite a striking livery, to be honest. And I do know that Chris's dad has a lot to do with these particular, so they're quite a favourite of his and one he likes to collect. So moving on, I'm going to take you over to this absolute legend of a class. It's the Class 800, probably the only Class 800 for the time being we'll ever see here at Barnabas Junction. Now these are the Itachi test car units, one in the striking red flash livery, and the other being in the plain white livery. That's the dummy car at the back, which would have been the tail chaser. This is the power car. I've had a look at it. Now I do think there's quite a lot of the Pendolino tooling used within this. It's very much the same, but obviously the details and that are set for the 800. It is a lovely model, although I was quite shocked actually how light the power car is. That is extremely light, very light. Literally that light it bounces along the track and does need a lot of extra weight. But it is a beautiful, striking set. And one little novelty is, and I'll see if I can do this here. I'm not sure if I can do it one-handed. There we go. Ooh. Is the nose cone comes off, and you can connect it up to another train. It has got an pocket cutter there, so you can have a bar in there or set up to a recovery train. So that's a good little novelty, very much indeed. So yeah, Class 800 here at Barnabas Junction. Maybe not see one of them again until we get our TPE liveried 800s. Moving on, we'll go straight to the one in the background. It's the all-new Class 90 by Batman. Financial Times, Class 90-005 with operational pantograph. Long-awaited model. Beautiful model indeed as well. With just one real minor not say it's an error, but it's just been missed out, but not to worry. It's not going to affect the Loco in any way. It still looks absolutely fabulous and really, really striking to the eye. So yeah, Class 90-005. Now, these do come fitted with a speaker already. Now, according to Batman, the sound chip was not yet to be released until 2020, but a manufacturer has already released it the day after these were released, and this is fitted with it. Now, it's not particularly a fantastic sound chip. It is pretty much in a beta mode, but what we'll do is I'm going to power it on so you can have a listen to it. Now, it's not very loud, so just to be wary, you will hear it, but if you had lots of other sound locos on it, you won't really hear it. Now, bearing in mind it's an electric train and you don't get any engine noise when it's stationary. This is something that may confuse people. So you get your main loco sounds when it's moving off or moving around the layout. So I'll have to just move it on camera so you can get the idea of the sound. So we're all set up here, and turn it on. That's now on, and obviously you get no sound difference. So what I do now is give it some power, and you'll hear the generators power up. There we go. Press the wrong button. And as you'll notice, with the engine turning on, the operational pantograph came up. Now, if you listen carefully, I'll go quiet, you will hear the generators ticking. So that's the only sound you get when it's stationary. So we'll move it along now. Now, it is a bit quick to pull off with the sound, so I think the CV settings do need adjusting on it. So we'll bring it to a stop. And as I stated, sound goes off, so we'll bring it back the other way. Not too bad indeed. If you want more information on these sounds, then check out West End Wagon Works, and I'm sure he'll be doing a full video on how this operates if he hasn't already done so. So it's a lovely model. I'm very pleased and proud to have it here. I do have quite an extensive fleet of Intercity Swallow livery with the 225, the original Hornby set, and some HST fleet as well. So this is an absolutely amazing loco to fit in with the layout, although it be only temporary. So what we'll do is we'll now move on to, there goes the pantograph back now. We'll move on to the next loco that's visiting. So the next one is this beauty, Class 50 Thunderer. It's 50008, and this has been fitted with TTS, the all-new Class 50 TTS decoder, sound decoder, and it's had the speaker improved to, I think, a megabass speaker. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it is. I think that's what he told me. And this sounds fantastic. So what I'll do is I'm going to have to power this up, and I'm going to have to be quiet, totally quiet while you hear this. So here we go. Doesn't that sound good? Let's give it some juice. Bring it back. In my opinion, I think the only thing that's missing is the brakes when it comes to a stop. Obviously, you get the standard TTS sound brakes, but yeah, it needs some better ones. So that is absolutely glorious. It's beautiful. 50008 Thunderer. And finally, the last loco to be visiting, it's just underneath here, to be honest. So I'm going to bring it out so it's a bit easier to see. It's not something I can actually say I've ever had here on the layout before. And when I actually came to hear this locomotive, my jaw dropped. The sound in this loco. So I'll just take it out onto the main line and then bring it back. Just move the 800 back a bit. So here it is. This is the last loco visiting. So Class 60. And it's 60090. And this is sound fitted as well, and my word, this is incredible. So without further ado, I'm going to fire this one up. Now bearing in mind, I'm just well on you, this takes a while to start. So here we go. So I'm not sure if you can actually hear me over that, but that is really loud. And it sounds incredible. So let's move it along. toot there. It sounds incredible. So, as I said, if you want to hear all of these locos in full detail, then check out West Hill Wagon Works Facebook page and YouTube channel. But I'm going to have to power that down because that is exceptionally noisy, so you can hear me. When I say it's noisy, it's a nice noise. So there you go. Wow, what a fleet of sound locos we have here at Barnabas Junction at the moment. Absolutely loving having these locos visiting. I'm honoured to have such an amazing fleet here with the Itachi and the 90. In fact, them all really. I'm really, really honoured. Thank you very much, Chris. It's been a pleasure having them here. I know they're going to be here for a few more days. I'm going to enjoy having to play with them. All of my fleet has been removed from the layout just so I can have yours on here. So thank you very much. So that's all the Loco show. Let's move everything out of the way and show you what I've been up to. So here we are now back with the station cleared, and I can get in and talk about what I've been up to. So straight away in front of you we're looking at platform 4. This is the new platform that I've put in, and as you can see, if you're looking down the platform, we now have lighting all the way down it. These are vintage lighting that I've put on because this is kind of like more of a heritage platform. It's not in keeping with the original station, which has undergone modification, refurbishment over the years. It's more of a modern platforms. So these are lantern lights, and you'll also see that I've put together some of the Metcalf seatings. There's a few of them dotted down there. They're okay. I'm not 100% happy with them. I may change them for some more modern seating. I'm not sure just yet. But for the time being, they look good. Just sat there. Station's looking rather deserted, so I'm currently looking at getting this populated now. I've only got 5 figures at the moment, so that's not very many for a busy station like this. Need plenty of figures. What I've also done is we've got station platform signage in now. So we've got information timetables, and down here we've got some more down at that end, and underneath there we've got one there, one just there, and another one at the end there, and I've also fitted one right, this is the back of it, but there's one just at the end of there. I have got some more, and I'm just deciding where to put some more in. So I wanted to mention about what I've been doing with the layout. The layout itself has not really gone through much of an advance, apart from these lightings on this platform. It's a lot of little things. I've done a lot of cleaning. You may notice if you're looking around now, the road looks very black again. I'd never actually cleaned it ever since I originally put it down, so it's all nice and cleaned again now and looking a lot fresher. And I'm now going to be looking at adding a lot more scenery and scenics to this station area, as in bushes around the backs, getting these areas here all grassed up, getting the bits of weeds and stuff along the footpaths, getting this area here because that's supposed to be entrance to the back of the shop, so I've got to get some iron gates to put in there. Here some trees and more static grass needs to go in. Grassy needs to be going there, more bushes in there. Just very much like what I'd already started here, but I'd never commenced further round. So there's a lot of more scenics to go on, grasses, bushes, that sort of stuff, just to give it that extra touch. Now I've also been looking at Scale Model Sceneries items recently. There's some of their newest stocks, items that they've brought in stock. Now I'm just umming and ahhing at the moment whether to replace the white lines and the other boxes that I've put on here myself with their new road marking kits. Umming and ahhing on that at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. Also, I've put in these on the station, so we've got information signs. These are the Batman ones, and another one just over there by the bus stop, and I've put one in that corner as well there. Oh, and I just noticed, and I put another one just there, just to give a bit more detailing on the platform top for the road users. So yeah, it's been a bit of the modeller's block, but it's starting to come back to me a bit now. Seeing things that I want to be doing with, I've gone through looking at what I've got here that I can work with. So there's a lot of scenics I feel that needs to be done. Lots of weeding. I want to be putting a lot of weeds growing along these edges, that sort of thing. I want to try and dirty these up again a bit at the top, so I might just give them a bit of a dark wash. And I've been playing about with some of the trees. They're nowhere near staying like that, as with what I've done with the ones at the other end. I'm going to be improving the look on them, and obviously weathering up and adding mosses and stuff to the arches and that maybe some trees there. Obviously trees up on the top bit as well. And also I'm looking at possibly improving that back scene a bit, as I think it's a bit bland where the buildings are. It does look right, it does look nice, it does look good, but I think it needs a little bit of more depth to it. Plus I've got a few issues where the board that it's on there is lifted away from the wall behind, so I've got some sorting out to do there. So yeah, getting back into it. Want to really get into the nitty gritty scenics on the layout, and I'm looking forward to that now, because I really want to. I think what my problem's being is I've focused on one area too much, and I need to move on. But I've just a few little bits that I want to get done before I do. Obviously I've been working on the station. I want to get up the top here, a bit more done on there. And obviously I've got around to go carry on around there, which I was working on. I need to crack on and get on with that. Maybe an ideas I've changed and might not be having the tower block there yet. Thinking about something else. But I have been looking at working on this end, possibly now. I did get myself some knock church figures there, wedding figures at a recent exhibition. So they look good on there. I'm just playing around with the idea I might be moving the church, swapping the church and the pub over. So I might have to redo that area. I'm not 100% certain yet, but stay with me and I'll let you know in future updates. But yeah, the main focus has been on one other particular thing. And we've got Barnabas Junction here, and yes, I do photograph and model in my videos and pictures of the items on the layout, but I've now got something else that I can use for photographing and modelling. And this is all due to a little bit of homework we got set by Chris of Westall Wagonworks during a recent visit to his layout of Midland Railway. And this is all in conjunction with Scale Model Scenery, and that is we had a diorama task. Now this is my little beauty. The task was, using Scale Model Scenery kits that we were heavily supplied with, was to build a little station diorama. Now the final thing of the diorama homework was it's got to be a snow scene. So yes, I will add some snow to this. I have got it. It was part of the kits that we were supplied. But I'm feeling it's, as the time of the year, I'm going to leave it as a bit of a summery scene at the moment. And I'll snow it up in the winter period. So I will be doing a little bit of a video, especially just on that. But there you go. just to give you a sneaky peek, that is my diorama that I've built so far using scale model scenery kits. So look out for a future video going more in detail, talking about each of the kits that this diorama was used to build. So finally, the last thing I want to talk about is this locomotive. Just to let you know now that this now is DCC fitted. So this is class 47829 in the British Transport Police livery, the one-off livery the Virgin Trains had on the locomotive, but unfortunately the locomotive has been scrapped now. This has now been fitted with a DCC decoder and runs absolutely beautifully. Just so you know, it has been fitted with a Lens Digital Plus decoder. This has been given to me to test and see how I like these decoders, as I may be now purchasing these for the future, as these are not really that much more expensive than the ones I was already using, but I would say, or I've been informed, are a hell of a lot more reliable. So that decoder is now been fitted into that loco and is running faultlessly. Not had any issues with it. Fingers, touch wood, won't have any issues at all. So thank you very much, Chris, for bringing that one along, and we'll hopefully see a lot more locomotives being DCC fitted over the coming months, as my fleet of non-DCC fitted stock is growing and needs to be done. So that's it for this update. Thank you very much for watching, for all of you that have tuned in to watch this. I greatly appreciate all the subscribers and all your views. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.